But ultimately, I'm looking toward down the road being coach and maybe an owner. And so
Gee,
it's partly about that for me. I'm trying to be not, I'm trying to not be, I'm trying to take my emotion out of it a little bit. Um, a little bit.
Okay, I mean that
well,
makes sense.
that was a little bit of a backhanded compliment on some kickers there.
Yeah, I mean
Sorry.
it's okay. I kind of lost track of what was going on because I went back to my OBS and I realized we're not recording at all.
Oh,
uh, that's
Oh
great.
man.
Yeah, so we're gonna start off just going in. So yeah, that's great. I'm sorry, guys. I feel so bad now. I went to check my OBS and it was like, oh, you're not recording at all. I'm like, oh, that's perfect. That is perfect. So hi, I'm Kramer Jackman. We're already started a podcast that I didn't record, so I'm an idiot. So therefore, I should be the cheap Jackman now because we have Mark Melo in on here as the Tulsa's kicker, and we're also joined by Brian Craven, who the Vancouver Legion. Guys, how's it going?
I'm doing
good.
pretty good. How about you, man?
Oh, doing great, doing great. So far, I'll catch us all up to speed. We talked about how what we're doing at tonight. It's currently like what 10 o'clock over in Portland where Craven's at. Melo is in Canada right now. He's already an hour ahead of me, so it's like almost 2 o'clock there.
Yep.
We've gone through that. We got through what their take on when they started watching the SFL and what they thought about it. If you want that, listening now, you're gonna have to ask them yourselves personally and say, "Hey, so what did you think?" Um, talked about how Aaron Rodgers is overrated. AAF, maximum football stuff. My story on the Dallas, DC United, no DC Defenders. So yeah, I think I caught us all up.
Pretty much.
So it's a good thing that
Yeah.
they didn't hear beforehand how much we were talking badly about the SFL. We weren't doing that. Um, uh, but yeah, so gosh, that threw me for a curveball. I feel so bad that they didn't record it all. That's not like
It's
me.
all good.
That's the first time that's ever happened, to be honest. It
No
It's
almost
skin
all
off
good,
happened.
my
man.
nose. Man.
It almost happened once during a Nightwing podcast, but I caught it right beforehand. I did the intro and I was like, "Oh crap, I didn't record yet. All right, let's do this again." Boom.
Yeah, Denver was probably passing around those left-handed cigarettes.
It's the brownies. Get it right. So, question for you guys: is this year in the SFL when you guys first joined in? It was probably what, week 5, maybe? Was it week 5, week 6? Probably.
I joined the Discord week 4, I think.
Okay. You joined around the same time, didn't you, Craven?
No, I think I joined like the last week you could
Oh,
because last
really?
week was my first game. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I think I remember seeing Craven in the chat the first time you were watching a game,
I've
if I'm not
I,
mistaken.
I've literally
probably.
I've been in and
I
out of
think
the
I watched
Discord.
like the
So
week before I joined.
yeah. So with
Yeah.
the records and standings right now, is this what you guys expected? Well, I mean, this is a good question for you, Mark. Is this what you expected when you first joined of how the thing was going to play out? We know that Alaska's good, and I can't stand Alaska. Well, I mean, I can stand Alaska, but it just can't stand them, if you know what I mean. Like, they keep winning.
I think that's a general sentiment around the league that
I love
they
Mighty.
would
Don't
like
get
to
me wrong.
see. No, I think everyone loves Mighty, and everybody like nobody has anything personal against anyone on the Alaska Storm, but I think the general consensus around the league is that we could use a new champion. But as for how the
Yeah.
league's playing out, I think basically the teams that we knew were good in week 3 and 4 are still pretty good right now. So I don't know. I don't think there's really a whole lot of surprises. Maybe the Houston didn't play as well as I thought they would and they could.
True.
Just a little slump year for them.
Man, I
Like
love Gage.
I
Oh.
love Gage too. Um,
Hey, Gage, if you're listening right now, I hit a 53-yarder on you.
That's what they get for not signing a kicker.
Yeah, for real. That's what they get. Kickers are people too.
That's right.
What's the most important position you think is in the SFL? This could be this could be
What's
a,
more?
this could be like a big like. I kind of want to know your guys' opinion on this. Is
I think having um a well-rounded running back who can catch the ball uh is one is probably the strongest asset right now, as far as I can.
unless you're Reggie Streeter and you can catch and run everything.
Maybe I'm.
Did my internet go down, or is are you still there, Mark?
I am still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Is Brian
Okay,
there?
my bad.
No, you're fine. Is Brian
Yeah,
there?
I'm good.
Okay, making sure. So,
Yeah.
I don't want another malfunction happen. Am I still recording? We're still recording, so that's good.
It's all good.
Brian, what do you think is the most important position?
Well, I think there's an argument to be made, like Mark said, about running back. Just from what you see there, and there's so many good running backs in the league. You see what they can do for a team.
Mm-hmm.
So there's if you got to make it one position, there's an argument to be made for that. I think obviously, uh, your quarterback's got to be decent
Mm-hmm.
because unless you're just not going to throw, there's two bad results every time you throw the ball, and so you want him to at least be somewhat competent. Um, but yeah, I don't know. It's that again, and I'm looking at it from a coach standpoint again. I mean, I've coached teams with an excellent quarterback, and but the linemen were revolving doors, and he was on his ass all the time, no matter what we did. So, whoops, didn't mean to swear.
No, you're fine.
Um,
I'll throw the parental advisor on it. If you, I know for okay. That's the thing. That's the thing. We make this
okay,
content and nobody listens, so you can say whatever the hell you want.
okay, all right.
Hey
Well,
man, everyone should know it's Denver Nightwings YouTube, so anything's gonna happen.
Yeah, you.
cool.
Yeah, no,
Okay.
seriously, we've. So you guys know the. I know this is just off topic. It just popped in my head again. The Miami University's seventh floor crew, the
No,
rap song. All right, so this is what you're gonna do.
no.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You're going to Mark. You're gonna listen to it, and I was making lyrics for a Denver Nightwing version of that song.
Oh, oh, so this is like their version of the Super Bowl shuffle or whatever.
No, it's just us being us.
Oh,
The Nightwing locker room is kind of crazy. If I do admit, we're weird. We're really weird. But yeah. So what was so who was the person that the position that you thought would be the best, most important, Brian?
Um, I think I'm going to say running back as well. If I think that's a good place to build from. Um, just because with the format, with the game, the way it works out in the league and everything, um, you watch what happens with the team that don't have really viable running backs. They're just not as successful.
Yeah, they're pass heavy.
So, huh?
They're pass heavy. They don't really run the
Well,
ball that
yeah,
much. Yeah, 'cause they kind of have to
and I
be.
don't. Yeah, I mean, I don't want to speak ill of the dead, for example, but when we were playing San Francisco last week, we didn't worry about their running game. We knew we could defend their running game with five people in the box, and
Hmm.
so that made things a little bit easier.
See, me personally, I think one of the positions you need to have like a lockdown star guy, would probably be one of the safeties,
yep.
because then you
Agreed.
can easily take out that deep threat or even a short threat if it needs to come by. I feel like when having a
Hmm.
lockdown gold star type of safety, it'd actually be more valuable.
Yeah, I agree.
Uh,
Well, and I saw, I watching some of the teams, the scouting. It's like, okay, look, they like to attack the middle. So we need to muddy up the middle. We need our linebackers to get into their pass drops. We've got good safety, and just again going back to my only game. our two safeties were amazing up the middle. And I've noticed from looking, I got a copy of the game and I've been looking at the playbook. There aren't a lot of down the sideline plays unless you just want to go for like all streaks or something like that. There aren't a lot of down the sideline plays. There's a lot of over the middle stuff. So I think being strong up the middle, period, is a good thing. So, maybe a good defensive lineman, a good linebacker, and then that possible gold star safety. You got a pretty solid team if that's your foundation. So I
That's
think,
true.
and I'm new.
No,
I'm new,
you've
but
got a general sense of being new and trying to understand this quickly. You've got a
Mhm.
good start, to be honest. Because honestly, I really don't understand like half the thing Jeremy does. Like I've met Jeremy in person before, him and Jared. We actually had a barbecue in Kansas City together while they were heading to
Oh,
to
nice.
middle of nowhere, Missouri. Beautiful location though. But he showed me like, hey, you want to see the playbook and whatnot, or do you want to see like what we have? And I'm like, oh, of course I want to see this because I don't understand it. I looked at it and I pretty
Yeah.
much went cross-eyed. It's weird because they do so much, him and Jared, to like prep, plan. I think whoever made like whoever what do we need? This is what contract we need. And it was BJ,
hmm
and that's when BJ was manager, general manager, one of the positions that he held. Um, and it was like, okay, whatever he did, our little setup, it's working. I think it's working. I know we're 10-1, so that has to. Well, we're 9-1. Sorry, we will be 10-1 when we beat Las
Something's
Vegas.
working. Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, something's working what they did, and and Jeremy's still improving on that, and yeah, so it's like he knows what it's doing. If I tried to do that, there's no way. There's no way I can be a general manager to a team or even own a team because I would be in over my head.
Right. Well, and I've been very impressed. One of the first things I did, because I immediately again want to start figuring this stuff out, is I stripped all the plays out of the playbook, and then I started putting back in stuff that I thought I wanted. And what I've found, and what some of the other guys have talked to me about, is that sometimes a combination of plays you put in there, you'll get like a play called a lot that you don't want called a lot. You want it run
Yeah.
a few times. So you've got to learn how the playbook works. And so I'm very impressed when I see guys, uh, when, as I've learned that, and then watching what some of the teams are doing, I'm like, okay, I like what this guy's doing. I can see what he's doing, and he's got a good grasp on this stuff. There's a couple that I'm like, I think you might just be running whatever feels good, but not too bad.
Except,
But that's another part of the equation, and it's fascinating to me.
except notice, I don't know what the hell Jeremy's doing when he spent his offensive playbooks. It seemed like, well, I mean, it's changed. It's changed in the past 3 weeks, actually. We would always throw the
Yeah,
damn ball when it was like first and goal on the 4 yard line. Why are we throwing the ball when we have Jared McChesney? It's like, what the hell is
right,
going on? And it's, I mean, we settle for 3 points. Ooh, whoop de doo. I get them in there and I kick a ball, but I would want that touchdown.
right. Well,
Yeah,
that's part
that
of the magic of figuring out that playbook because
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure Jeremy wants to give the ball. He wants to run it there too, but sometimes the AI doesn't do it for you.
exactly.
yeah,
And he's yelling
that
at
AI
Josh for no
does
reason.
yeah, that AI does some funky stuff, man.
Yeah, it does.
All right, so Mark, I know we get a flack that we're kickers. Well, we don't get much flack that we're kickers. Are you going to be a kicker still once you go to the draft?
I guess I'll make this official announcement
Uh
that my
oh.
primary position in the draft will be kicker.
Oh, look at that. Oh, now we need you, Brian, to switch the kicker. Hey, I feel
Yeah,
like
I came in like totally gung ho about I want to be a free safety or somewhere in the defensive backfield, and uh, kicker was kind of like my backup plan.
really.
But
Mm.
I got the opportunity in Tulsa, and you know
Hey, you made your first one,
I've
right? You made your first kick, didn't you?
yeah,
That's right. Hey,
absolutely I did, and I've got a great mentor here in Kramer Jackman,
exactly, man.
the greatest SFL kicker in the history of the
I
SFL.
wouldn't say that yet. Give it till the end of the season, then you can say that.
Well, he's never missed. He's Mr. Perfect.
It's
Right.
true. It was funny because so are you gonna stick with your primary position too, Brian? Whenever you get that one, because
Um,
you haven't solidified that position, right? Yeah, have you?
no. I at first looking at it, I mean, I was a running back and linebacker mostly in high school, and then in college I played safety.
Yeah.
So I was kind of like, yeah, but hey, the team needs a defensive tackle. I'm down. I'll play defensive tackle.
Oh,
I,
sweet.
I want to bring value to the team. Um, so what they need, even if it's a kicker. Uh,
uh, we can tell
oh,
tensely that Brian does not like kickers. You
ah,
joined the wrong podcast. We almost got Oval in here, and there've been 3 kickers
Get
and
him out of
Brian.
here.
I know. I'm sorry. I just like I said, man. All those years coaching, you know how many times I've been like, all right, we're killing it here, and then the kicker, and it's not fair. You
No,
put the guy in a high pressure situation. Okay, you got to win the game for us, and it's
yeah,
like
no, and it's
son of a gun. It's not fair. I know it's not fair,
and
but
you
there's
said
just this visceral reaction when I think about being a kicker.
that you were a high school football coach, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you know those kids. I'm sorry to say this, but mostly the kickers aren't really the best players on the team. You mostly because I know from going
Rarely.
from high school, they would always pick off the one of the soccer guys on the to put be in
Yeah.
for a kicker, and then
Oh
soccer.
yeah.
I mean a soccer ball and a football is completely different to kick, but I mean it works at
Yeah.
times. 'Cause, I mean I played soccer for
Um.
1 year, and I wish I was the one that was like, hey, you want to be the kicker? And like I would have totally have done that. If I would have played football, I never played football. That's the backstory. I've never played football in my
mm,
life. Granted, I did have a couple practices back in like when I was in the 4th grade, and I hurt my hip, and I was done. And so like I was like when I first joined in the league, I was like, okay, I'll be a kicker or punter. I was just being silly with it, and then I was thinking, I'll be a kicker, like that'd be fun. And then here where I am
sure.
now.
Well, I think 3/4 of the time that I've been coaching, we've poached a soccer player to do the kicking for us. So,
So it's not
I
just
mean,
my high school.
no, well, there are a couple years we'd have like 9 guys trying to be kicker,
Oh wow.
and we're like, okay, and they get up there and they can't even do an extra point with nobody rushing. It's like they kick it, it's like bye, sorry, not working out. Then we get through all of them. Like, I guess we can go for 2 every time. It's not easy.
I mean 2 points is
So yeah,
better
we
than
were
one.
coaching soccer players. Huh?
I mean 2 points is better than one at the times, but you got to convert though.
You got to be able to. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got to be able to. Well, we had my second year coaching. We had a kid, one of the best athletes I ever coached, and he went to a small college in the area, and they won a national champ. They won 2 national championships while he was there, and he was a receiver. Um, but he played pretty much everything for us. Well, our kicker got hurt, and we're sitting here looking at this, and it's playoffs or not. And he's over there practically yelling at the head coach, going, "I can make it, coach. I can make it." And he goes out and nails a 45-yarder,
Oh
and
wow.
we won the game.
Oh, that's
Yeah, and
awesome.
it's just like, oh God. I mean, you sit and the stands go bananas. And I heard from other people, they were like, "Is Brandon kicking from there? What the hell?" And he nails it. So it's like, okay, that would have been nice to know. But I mean, plenty of drama with kickers. So, do you guys know what the longest field goal is in the SFL?
It is. I want to say it's 55 or 56. It's not that long, and I was talking to Jeremy about
Yeah.
it. I want to hit a 63 yarder, and I can't. And I had my backstory when I joined in the league that I nailed a 73 yarder, so I can easily hit anywhere from the
Ooh,
field. That's the little backstory I created for Kramer Jackman, but nobody
I
really
got
cares
you.
about that.
I got you.
Oh man, it's great too about podcasting and whatnot. Like I already mentioned, no one's gonna listen to this probably. Probably about 20 people listen to this. I know for a fact Cam will,
Uh-huh.
so I'm gonna shout out Cam right now. If you're at this point, Cam, I love you. Um, but yeah, Cam
Hey,
Cam does so much.
He's amazing.
yeah, I listen. I'm brand new, and I'm just like, oh my God, what this guy's put together is fantastic, and kudos to you, man.
And the fact that we're on a TV network,
I know.
they I'm speechless right now. I'm still speechless. That was the fact that
It's
we've getting
hilarious. It's so awesome.
there's what it,
Yeah, insane.
I'm trying to think who I was talking to. I think it was Junior, Senior, or no, it was BJ Loveless. He said there's 167 rookies that joined from just watching 11 Sports or
Yeah.
something
Wow.
like that. And were you guys on
I
Twitch
think
when you saw it?
no.
I watched on
Um,
Twitch.
You were on
I
Twitch.
was I was on YouTube. I didn't even have Twitch downloaded at the time.
Man, that's crazy. And like, wait, so Mark, you were there before the announcement, right?
Yes, about like 2 weeks or so.
Oh, so you've witnessed all these people just keep joining and joining and joining, and it's like I love reading the stories of like people saying like 'cause I remember this one's gonna stick out to me the most was this guy's flipping through channels at his bar that he owns, and
Mm.
a game came on, and then they just watched it at the bar, and the people got behind it, and I was thinking I messaged Jeremy right then and there when I read that I was like we have to get him on the Night Wings so they can put the Night Wings on their TVs.
Have
Nightwing's
Nightwing paraphernalia in
merchandise.
his bar.
Exactly. Oh, I cannot wait for Nightwing's merchandise to come on to the where's our provider? Our Sector 6.
Sector 6.
Yeah, shout out to Sector
Oh yeah.
6. They're not sponsored by this podcast, but they are partnered with the SFL. Get your merchandise there.
I'm actually wearing my Tulsa Desperados t-shirt right now.
The fact that you
Shout
have
out
Mhm.
the fact that you have
Shout out
one,
to Dion and Espen Royale. They hooked us up. They
hey,
hooked us up.
I know Jeremy,
I'll
you're
post the
listening right
picture
now.
in the chat.
All right, you do that. Jeremy, I know you're listening to this far, and I cannot wait for our merchandise, and I really want it. Man, I've dogged on Jeremy so much in this podcast beforehand, and he's not gonna hear any of it.
Good thing you didn't hear it.
He's not gonna hear any of it. Jeremy, I love you. Just want to let you know, I love you. You fell asleep on me. I'm a little heartbroken about that. I'm a little heartbroken about all the Nightwings just falling asleep on me because Jared even messaged me saying this is exactly what Jared said. Bruh, my eyes are like filled with tears of how tired I am. I love you, but I'm going to bed. Oh gosh, these Nightwings. These Nightwings. At least we show up on game day. That's all that matters. Cause I haven't done a
Yes, sir.
podcast in forever. I've
Hey,
done
hey
more.
Kramer, can
Yeah.
can I ask you? You mentioned that you said um, Denver didn't even
Yeah, you
that
cut out there.
happened.
Can you repeat that? You cut out.
Sorry, you said that Denver didn't even want a kicker when they drafted you.
Yeah.
How did they end up with a kicker and like the kicker?
Oh, that's a great question. Because BJ Armstrong is a god. That's probably the best way to put that. I don't know. Um, so Jeremy didn't want a kicker because it didn't fit the build that he wanted. That's the word I was thinking of, a build, the team build.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
but what BJ was just throwing at him and saying, "Hey, in order to like complete this, make this all full circle, was we need a kicker." And he pretty much also pitched the idea of like, okay, we're on the 35-yard line on the opponent's 35-yard line, or even the 30, but we're punting it. Do you want to stop punting it, or do you want to kick field goals and pretty much make it, and pretty much
Mhm.
get points on any time going down? I think that was most the biggest factor of me actually being drafted by them, because to be honest, I wasn't even going to if I was not drafted, which I was told during the draft that Denver only had one pick when I was already told pre-hand there was two, but they took it away. But then they added their pick during the draft. That's the only reason why I was drafted. But if I was not drafted by Denver, I would be on Alaska.
Mm.
So I
That
think
would have.
I fared pretty
Yeah.
good in my first season, and Alaska and Denver were already on in our Super Bowl championship game. So, man, I think I
Hmm.
was good in the hands wise of being put on a team. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's the story right
sure.
there.
Interesting.
I'd say that you did luck out. Jeremy's got a good team.
Yeah, Jeremy, he's put this thing together, and I think I'm being used, to be honest, because I'm a silver player, and it takes me forever to level up. Like you'll get there. You'll understand the accuracy. You want to add points to your build to get better. So I became a silver player at the end of the season last year, and I don't think I'll be a gold player until next year possibly. But if me staying as a silver player, we should be okay by getting more talent, if anything. But I don't know how it's even
But
going to work because I bet they'll add like either 4 or 5 roster spots by next year.
there's going to be some sort of expansion. Roster expansion seems like a given. Whether we'll see more teams, I don't know. Like
That's a
it's
huge
a
ball
nice
leg for Cam.
yeah, that's a great fantasy for all of us guys in the league. But when you start thinking of the practicality of it, and it's going to be
Yeah, don't get me
M and
wrong. I would love to have another
Destro,
expansion.
oh god, wouldn't we? Like we
Oh,
could just
sure.
bump this right up, but that it's not going to work.
I can see Gage right now saying SFL Arizona or whatever he says.
Hashtag SFL Phoenix,
Yeah,
or is it
Phoenix. Yeah, there
Arizona?
we
I
go.
don't. Yeah, yeah. It's Phoenix, not Arizona. They're the Scorpions.
But yeah, I think the most given thing is the expansion of the players to teams because that's not hard to do. The only thing
No, it's
hard,
not.
the only thing hard about it is figuring out like gold, silver, bronze, copper, and whatnot. And it's
Yeah, what happens to the builds and what happens to the salary
yeah,
is the challenge. Um, because I bought 2K8 a while ago, and I put together a team, and a team that I build with 10 players would not be the same team that I would build with a 12-player build in the SFL, you
Mm.
know?
yeah. And it's like it's like I don't know how many gold players we have on the Nightwings right now. But it's like I don't I you'd have to I don't know take away some gold players or something like that to bring in more people. I don't know if that's even what people would want to do because like I mean you've progressed all this time, kind of like saying like I'm a silver right now. Do I want
Hmm.
to get pushed back to a bronze to add 2 more people in and possibly have my stats be weaker and I can't kick the ball further? That's another question you
Well,
got to ask on that part. But I highly doubt that's even going to happen. This is I think this is above our pay grade to be honest. To talk about this, but I don't care.
I'm sure DPP has something up his sleeve.
Oh no, he has always something up his sleeve. Lasers. Oh man, I want to go to the convention so bad. This next one, I don't know where it's coming to
Oh,
be at. I don't think we all know what it's actually going to be. But I recommend going to one, even though I have never been to one yet. It just seems like it's so fun.
I'd like to. I mean, depending on when it is, I'd certainly like to do it.
You gonna get
I mean, if it's
um,
summertime,
gotta get
that's
that.
easy. I work at a school. I got my summers off,
Oh,
so
there you go.
that's a no brainer if that happens. But
What do you do at the school?
now I'm mostly like campus security.
Oh, nice.
Um, yeah, I mean, it was I do almost anything at the school uh, for the sake of coaching. I'm kind of keeping my eyes open for something else. If I'm not coaching at the school I'm at right now, then I don't necessarily need to be loyal to it. But yeah, I mean, been campus security for about 4 years now, I guess. Before that, I was various other things.
Oh, nice, nice. Hey, what do you do, Mark?
I'm working factory work now. Yeah,
Hey, so you
I
telling me
like
you got
it.
the night
Easy.
shifts?
Yeah, I'm going on the night shift next week.
That's a
Yeah,
little more pay, isn't it?
a little bit more.
That a boy.
You know,
That's all that matters.
they make it worth your money. They make it worth your
Just to
time.
let you guys know, if you ever decide to get into the media career, you will not get paid jack crap. I don't want to put the yeah, yeah. That's what I do. I do sports radio stuff, and I also work at the front desk at the same place. Got to wear multiple hats, and when you're in the radio business.
I believe it.
That's what I hear.
Okay, I was gonna ask. What did I ask beforehand? Then we went down the. I said something. What were we talking about before this? This is a great host by me, Kramer Jackman. I'm joined by the cheapest Jackman, Mark Melo, once again, and also Brian Craven, the man who plays scouts for Vancouver Legion. They need all the help they can get. I'm sorry, that just came on out. I'm sorry.
Hey, we're going to be dangerous if we get in the playoffs.
Yeah,
You
that's the
watch.
thing. That's the thing.
Yeah.
The playoffs is gonna be fun. It's gonna be
Yeah.
fun. I'm ready for
You know,
It's funny. I
people.
joined up and I looked at our record and I was like, oh, okay, so I'm going to get like 2 games and then it's over. And then we win and I start seeing teams lose and they start in the team room. They're going, oh, okay, our chances are getting better. I'm like, oh, God, don't do that to me.
Better
But I
submit that
love it.
right playbook, Andy.
But you can't sleep on Tulsa though. Like
No,
we've had some big wins this year.
who'd you guys blow out?
Yeah.
Oh geez. Why am I drawing a blank right now? Probably because I have some.
Was it Alaska?
De-
No.
no,
It
we
was
didn't
Seattle.
play. We didn't play. Yeah,
Seattle. You guys blew them
we
out.
whooped Seattle, man. Like we're capable of so many things, but we've got some with consistency, and hopefully we can smooth that out and get into the playoffs.
Did you guys
Nope.
know that Denver has only we were 2 minutes away for being 10-0 right now. 2 minutes away.
Who'd you lose to?
We lost to Alaska in week 3.
Oh, that's right.
We
That's
were
right.
leading that entire game, and then they just came on back.
Well, that's a respectable loss.
Yeah, that's
No one will be taking Denver lightly in the play. I can assure you.
Yeah, I don't think you should.
I'm glad we get a bye week, and we're trying to keep that home field advantage throughout the entire time. You know what I want to? If we end up making it all the way, I want it to be another Snow Bowl like last year. That was fun.
I watched that on YouTube. I watched went back and watched some of the previous seasons. That was an interesting game.
And that's also cool too. At the end of that game, they actually brought on people who watched to actually talk and whatnot, which that was pretty cool. And if the Nightwings do win, you know for a fact I'm gonna be on that, talking the most mad shit in the world. That's when I will certify myself as the greatest kicker of all time in the SFL. Oh, by the way, Mark.
Yes.
Another thing about being a kicker is, say you're a kicker for 17 years, you have a great chance of leading the league in points.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Just think about that. You'd be in the record books for that, and that's what I'm shooting for.
Another point I was making to rookies was on these new rookie contracts this season, they're not tracking our stats. But I said, but if you're a kicker, it's not that difficult to track your own stats.
That's true.
Oh, sure.
Missed that one. Missed another one.
You know, I've actually missed a field goal in my my SFL lifetime.
What was that? The showcase?
It wasn't the showcase. I actually was. I don't know. I wasn't in the showcase. I don't think I was. I didn't. I might have been. I don't remember that. That's me being a rookie. Not really paying attention that much. No, but we faced Alaska in the preseason, and that was my rookie year. My very first kick, I missed.
Oh,
man.
Very first kick, but luckily it was preseason, so those stats don't count. And then ever since then, that was funny too because week 1, I won the game for Denver. Week 3, I won the
nice.
game for Denver. Oh, that's the thing too. I didn't even watch week 1 at all. My first game, and like I joined Discord like late at night, and my phone because I turn off my notifications on Discord because I get so much because I have so much on my Discord that I'm subscribed to. I did not watch week 1, and my stuff from Denver was stacked. Like, oh, Kramer, you did it! Oh, good job! I'm so glad we have you on here. Oh yeah, and I was like, I think I told Jeremy that 3 podcasts ago, and he's like, you did what?
Yeah, I was driving back from my in-laws' house while my first game was playing, so I didn't get to see my first game.
Nah,
But
you had to
thank
go to the
goodness
in-laws.
for
It's
the.
okay.
Sorry?
You had to go to the in-laws. It's okay, man. It's okay.
No, well, anyway. But that's the magic of YouTube. You can catch it later.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or if you're part of a good social media fan base, we'll give you highlights of the actual team. By the way, subscribe to our YouTube, Denver Nightwings YouTube. You get your highlights from your Denver Nightwings faithful. I know I'm a week behind. I haven't done last week's yet, but it will be done. I've been slacking lately. I've been making more content on my personal YouTube page than I have on the Denver Nightwings one, which I feel bad for. But then again, it'll get done.
You've been putting up the new football game stuff lately, haven't you?
Yes, I have. I've been like not no lifing that game, but pretty close to it. I've
Yeah.
that game's just so I don't know why. It's just the college dynasty part of it and recruiting is so fun.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy that
Is
so
it?
much.
Cool. Cool.
Then I made all the
I'm
AAF logos, which I actually talked about that before the pre-podcast that we had because I wasn't recording. Yeah, I make some pretty sick AAF logos, I think.
They are sick.
Nice.
I saw them in the Maximum Football Discord channel when you posted them, and they were really good. Yeah, man. You've taken to that logo editor pretty well.
Gosh, I gave up on the Hot Shots one. Oh my gosh, it's better than my Atlanta Legends one that I made. But man, the Hot Shots one was difficult AF because they only give you 50 spaces to create things, right?
Yeah.
Which I wish they could add more to that. You can add more to that.
I made a suggestion to the developers today, and I said, if you use a letter for a logo, why can't I change the letter of the logo? Like um, Washington, right? It's a purple W on the helmet, is it not?
Yeah,
But in the game, if I want to do a W, it has to be white. Or I could make a purple W in the logo editor, but that's going to take up one of my 50 spaces.
that's true.
Same thing with Utah,
Uh,
right? I could just put a red U on the helmet. Like, could they not just treat those letters like a stripe
Yeah,
and
didn't
say,
someone
uh,
I want this letter?
didn't someone
Yeah, yeah,
respond to
yeah.
you and like they were saying like, oh no, we already do that, but it wasn't like because they didn't understand your question.
I think he didn't really understand what I was requesting.
Because I actually read over that. I think it's funny. I've seen three guys from the SFL in there.
Yeah, Doyle.
And
Doyle from Alaska.
um, uh, Lee Adama from the Nightwings is in there.
Mm.
He's one of the rookie guys. I haven't seen many others, but I thought of this game as like an investment for them, an investment for me. I donate them $30 to have a better football game that I know they're gonna work on, and
I hear you, man.
and then hey, I get a $30 game that's actually not half that bad.
Yeah, and
mhm.
I don't want to be spending 60, $80, whatever it costs for Madden.
Yeah,
Like,
No.
there's
EA
no
does.
animations on this game, which is perfect. That's what I want in a football game. Animations, please no. Yes, a touchdown animation would be cool. But I don't need a catching animation that overpowers a guy that should be tackling this guy.
Yeah, it breaks the game. It
Yeah,
doesn't. It breaks it.
I was playing
Well,
Madden last night. I'll actually probably make a YouTube video of this of how I hate Madden. I was playing the Broncos. Philip Lindsay ran to the right side, and I have I can't remember which player it was, but my middle linebacker jumped onto him to tackle him. Then my defensive tackle Maurice Hurst came around, and he got him as well. Somehow Maurice Hurst let go, and he like did like a little like not like a flip or anything, but he's like rolled forward, and then the guy who my middle linebacker who was already on Lindsay just let him go, and he busted off for like a 70-yard run. Luckily, I have my Lamarcus Joyner came up there and got him and stopped him before he got closer to the end zone. But it was like That should not happen. He should have been tackled and it had been fourth down. I was furious.
Yeah,
Madden, you gotta step your
yeah.
game
I
up.
don't. I can't stand it. I can't stand that with Madden. It just
It's just the
it's not.
attitude.
The immersion is broken. It's not a football sim.
No,
It's an arcade.
not. I agree.
My issue really is with the company. Like, they really are just lazy, frankly.
Yeah, no, they are.
With the resources they have,
Yeah,
they should have the most amazing game that could even be thought of, you know?
yeah.
But
I
what
agree.
do we get? What do we get? We get, yeah, sure, it's a good game, but it's not what it needs to be or
No,
what
take
you're
a
paying
mode out of
for.
franchise and then put it back 5 years later and say it's new. Like, okay,
That's very true. I was looking at the old Madden. I want to say 2008, which, by the way,
mhm,
2008 Madden was probably the greatest Madden, I think, besides Madden 25. Not 25. Oh my gosh, 2005 with Ray Lewis on the cover. That was a good one as well. There's so
right,
much in that game you can do, and if you look at this one, there's not much at all. I mean,
yeah,
granted, it looks pretty. You gotta admit, the game graphically looks really good, but you gotta have more than just the graphics.
Yeah, man.
yeah.
Like, I hate these guys who are in the comment section dogging Maximum Football. Oh, it looks like a 90s game or whatever.
Shoot, I'd love that.
Oh. But
Yeah,
like, it doesn't look bad. It looks like PlayStation 1 basically, but
yeah.
um at least they're trying
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's fun,
Yeah,
you
dude,
know?
I enjoy reading the captions. I was talking to a recruit and he said, I have to go take my cat to an appointment. Like, what? You have a vet appointment for your cat? I'm trying to recruit you to my school. What are you doing? Let's get some more structure on this podcast. This podcast went off the rails a long time ago. It might just because it's 1:36 in the morning here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do some rapid fire questions. You answer them to your best ability, but it's just like oh, what's your favorite animal? And boom, like it's kind of like something like that. We'll start off with that. What's your favorite animal, Mark?
Cat.
Brian?
Dolphin.
I was not expecting you to say dolphin at all.
Spent a lot of time at sea, man.
Uh, all right. Favorite sport. Let's go.
Sorry.
What was it? Favorite sport? We'll go from Mark to Brian. Let's go in that order.
Uh Australian rules football.
Okay.
Oh,
What'd you say?
that's the choice. I like it. Football.
Football. Okay.
Yeah, it's football.
All right.
Football's a very
Favorite food.
Chicken wings.
Can't go wrong with chicken wings.
I'm a simple man.
I'm gonna say deep dish pizza.
Oh my gosh. Okay, you just made me hungry. Oh my gosh, that actually sounds amazing right now. Yeah.
Wow, can we hashtag convention Chicago so we can have some legit deep dish pizza? I've never had any in my life, so
I would love to go to
that would be a
Chicago.
treat.
Well, no, I wouldn't love
That's a
to go to
valid
Chicago.
proposal.
I would want to stay near the airport at Chicago O'Hare because if you go anywhere outside that area, it's like you're gonna get stabbed. Um,
Right.
Plus the Chicago Cubs are there, and the Cubs are just the worst baseball team in the world. Uh,
Wow.
I'm a Cardinals fan,
Wow.
man.
Uh,
Uh,
that's a
uh,
rivalry.
oh yeah, you gotta, yeah. Nope, no, thank you. Another question. Favorite color.
Green.
Purple.
Okay, okay. Trying to think of something else. Have you? I'm guessing you guys have. Well, I'm assuming. Have you guys been out of the country? And where?
Azores, Portugal, middle of the Atlantic Ocean, basically. That's where
Yeah.
my folks are from.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Fun fact there.
Canada and Mexico.
You know, I've never been out of the country. I want to at some point.
I
I want to move to
I've
Canada, to be
yeah.
honest.
Well, come on
Yeah.
down, man.
I mean,
Come on up.
I said I need to come on up because Canada's north.
Yeah.
Apparently, Canadians don't know their directions. Favorite sports team ever?
Oh, oh,
You gotta live and die by them.
the Portuguese national soccer team.
Okay.
University of Sioux Falls football, because I watched my dad coach there.
Nice. That's awesome.
Nice.
If you weren't to pick football or Aussie football as your favorite sport, what would it be then?
Next favorite sport?
Yeah.
Um, I'm gonna say tennis.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, second favorite sport probably baseball.
Okay.
So
All right, Mark, I want to ask you a question. You said
Y-
Aussie football and you also said tennis. Why
Yeah.
do you not like hockey?
Hockey's all right. Honestly, I can't just really sit down and watch a game by
Wow.
myself and be
Wow.
entertained. With friends, sure. Um, go to a game, watch it. Yeah, that's cool.
What's the
I
that
who's
is
went
who's
fun.
the
to
closest team to you?
NHL wise.
Yeah.
I'm about like I'm 2.5 hours to Detroit, 2 hours to Toronto, and 3 hours to Buffalo.
Oh, so you're over in that region. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you like hockey at all, Brian?
Yeah, yeah. We've got a minor league team here in Portland. I've been to several of their games.
Soon, or it's Seattle's gonna get one here soon. I
yeah.
Oh, are they? Okay.
Portland's got a good team there. You guys won the Memorial Cup a couple of years ago, didn't you not?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
So look at
I
that.
found that a Winterhawks game is a great first date.
Oh, there
I don't
you
know
go.
why, but it almost always seems to seal the deal. So
Hey.
Go
if it works.
Winterhawks.
For all you singles there and around the Portland or not Portland, around the Oregon area, I'm guessing that's in Portland. I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
Yep.
There you go. All you single
That's
males.
Canadian Hockey League. Canadian Hockey League
Um,
in Portland.
which
Yeah.
is weird to be honest, but it's good.
Well, yeah, they've got a whole U.S. division in the
Yeah.
Western League.
Yeah,
Um, uh, do you you know what?
I love some of the names. Moose Jaw is one of the teams they play.
They follow me
Yeah,
on
Moose
I
Twitter.
Jaw.
love that.
They follow me on Twitter for some reason. I don't understand why, but they do. I follow
Really?
them back. So, um, uh, do you want Portland to get a Major League Baseball team?
Well, I mean, it certainly would be fun, but I mean, my God, we'd be small market. I don't know. It's odd.
I
It's
think they should.
I agree. They were for a while before they moved to became the Nationals. There was a lot of talk about the Expos
Moving
when
them
they
here.
were
Yeah.
first talking about, and I mean, it would be fun. But I don't know. There's kind of a Portlanders have this weird idea that we're bigger than we are, and it's kind of like, okay, we're not even Seattle, so slow your roll a little bit. But
I feel like Portland's like
it
Kansas
would be
City.
fun.
I feel like it's like Kansas City. They think
Right,
they're big, but it's not.
right, right. Well, at least in Kansas City, in Missouri, there's nothing else to do but support your sports team, so that they make it. But
I love the fact
yeah,
how
You know,
you
I will say
associate
this
them.
about my perception of Portland. I don't my perception of Portland from far away is um, that Portland punches above its weight. Like it is a small place, but it seems like there's a lot.
And they got the
yeah, you're not
Trailblazers.
wrong. Yeah, you're not wrong. Um, we're we're an odd and often frustrating town for someone like me, but But yeah, that's a good assessment.
I do love the fact that when you said Kansas City, you mentioned the Missouri side because that's the only side that matters, to be honest. Even though I live on the Kansas side of Kansas City, I that is probably
Right,
one of the like I mean that's where the sports things are. That's where like all the cheapest things are to do because the tax in Kansas is terrible.
right,
Oh,
right.
But yeah,
wait, does Sporting Kansas City,
yeah,
do
they're in
they play in
Kansas.
Kansas?
Yes, they're in Kansas.
Yeah,
That's the only sports team, and the NASCAR tracks in Kansas as well. So they have a few things in Kansas.
that's something I
Yeah,
NASCAR.
NASCAR I can't get into. I've tried.
Yeah.
I've tried same as I tried with basketball. I just can't get into it anymore. Just can't.
I, I like playoff basketball and I like watching live basketball.
Yeah,
Sitting down to watch a regular season game in the NBA, that's not really fun.
See, that's the thing with me. I
it's
can
hard to get into.
I can do that for baseball. I can literally sit down and watch 162 games and be perfectly fine with
Wow.
it. I don't know. I'm weird like that. I'm
Yeah.
just weird fixed. Okay,
Oh, I
so
got that. I remember seeing my mom, dad would be out fishing. I go to visit my parents, when I was an adult,
mhm.
and I go to visit my parents, and mom got a baseball game going because baseball was always her favorite. She was married to a guy that coached football for 40 years. All of her boys played football, but
But she enjoyed
baseball was her
baseball.
thing.
Nice.
Oh God, yeah, she loved it.
All right, so I've noticed the clock and it's 51 minutes that's been going on. So we've been pretty much podcasting for over an hour and probably 10 minutes to be honest, because we had a 20-minute talk beforehand, and the voice cracked this late at night. That's embarrassing. But let's go ahead and get close to this wrap up. Every single podcast I do, there's always a call out section, and this is probably the most listened to part of the podcast because if it's not like timestamp, Doyle from Alaska will probably gripe at me, which he'll probably gripe at me anyways for not having him on the podcast. But still, this is your time to call out anybody you want in the SFL. Has to be SFL though, because I don't know who the hell you guys know in real life. But in the SFL, call out anybody you want. It can be good, it can be bad. I like the little dirt stuff because I am I'm in training to become a professional wrestler right now. So I mean, I love getting some cheap heat on people. So it's like it is what it is. So if you guys have someone in mind right now who can just the floor is yours. And if you don't have one, I can come up with one really quick. I can actually come up with
Well, go
three.
ahead, Mark.
Yeah, Mark, you got this. The floor is yours.
If you asked me a few days ago, I think I would have had some not some nice things to say about Charleston, but you know,
Call them out, boy.
we'll see you next season, Charleston.
Oh, that's it. You're not gonna get down to the nitty gritty.
Hey man, they beat us twice this year. I can't really say a whole lot,
Okay. Well, I mean,
and I missed two field goals, so
Yeah.
I'll be watching next year because I want to get one back
Who
against
knows?
Charleston.
You may actually be on their team next year.
Oh man,
You know, that'd be
wouldn't that be
something.
awkward?
That'd be very
That
awkward.
would be awkward.
You're gonna go up to this podcast on the Kramer Jackman show. You called them out. The best thing about it is they probably wouldn't know. They don't listen to this damn thing.
Well, I want to give a shout out to Keith. I believe it's Swearingen, right? They're running back in Charleston. That guy's a beast.
Okay.
There
What
we
you,
go.
Brian?
Oh, I prefer to let my talking on the field speak for me. I'm not really a call out guy.
Oh, okay. Do a friendly one then.
All right. Shout out to Sudo Nakai. I'm expecting you to put up the same numbers you did last week, man.
All right, that's reasonable. That's reasonable. This is what I'm gonna do. This one just popped in my head right now. I wasn't even thinking about this. Tom Ramen, you called me out.
Mhm.
Well, yeah, you pretty much said that I was gonna miss my field goal
Ooh.
last time beforehand.
Ooh.
Before we played you and wiped the floor with you. I can't remember what the score was because it doesn't matter. We won. When we come in, Vice Wars Part 2 of the season, we are going to destroy you. Yes. And I know,
Ooh.
not just we. I will personally destroy you, Tom.
Wow.
You're gonna be sitting there watching the TV screen, crying and thinking of me while you do that.
Wow, they're gonna put Kramer on defense to sack Ramen.
And then also another one, Fred. I know you're on defense too. Now you're on defense. Fred, I hope you have a great game. But I hope when you try to block a kick of mine, that I can make the field goal, but on the follow through, I actually kick you as well. Oh, Vice Wars, baby, you gotta love it. Monday night, 9:30, you gotta be there. I won't be there because I have to wake up at 5 a.m. to be. I wake up at 4:30 in the morning to get to work at 5.
Yikes!
Ugh,
Yikes!
Tom Ramen,
hate
though,
those shifts.
any type of Vegas guys from here on out who hear this podcast, I'm not gonna talk to you until after. Just know that. Just know that. But Tom Ramen, you are mine. Yes, you are mine. All right, guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on the podcast and talking for close to an hour and 30 minutes of just nonsense, pretty much.
It was fun. Thanks for having us.
No, my pleasure.
I hope that I hope that when you guys classify podcasts between mine and Ashley's, I'm more the easygoing one that doesn't really have structure or doesn't really care that much. Of course, Ashley, Ashley, what she does is amazing. She is actually structured. She's on point. She makes sure she gets what she needs out of a podcast. Perfect. But I'm more of like a Pat McAfee type of show, if you know what I mean. Kickers have shows. That's what matters.
There's
Well,
place for both kinds. I'm all right with it.
That's good.
well, you are the yoga master.
That is true. That's how we're gonna end it on this one. When in doubt,
All right.
yoga it out.
Yoga it out.